got AC1DD.
He thinks he's talking to somebody new. He said he's got Alzheimer's. It's a hell of an advantage to having Alzheimer's. Look at all the new friends you make.
Hey, who's that? Is that you, Joe?
AC1DD. Mr. Acid Joe.
I don't know you. Who are you?
Joe Italiano.
How you doing?
I'm doing really crappy. The country is gone to hell. The Fourth Amendment doesn't work anymore. We got a crazy person for president that's stirring it up, and then he backs off, and then he stirs it up, and he backs off. I still haven't gotten all the Epstein files. I don't know. What the heck's the holdup? Oh, the Clinton. Well, I heard they're going to jail. That's what Todd up in Chicago said, that Bill and Hillary are going to jail for contempt of Congress. But he also told me that that space rock had some aliens in it, and I'm kind of wondering about that. Over. Well, technically, Bill Clinton, I believe, was correct. Now you gotta remember, he's a lawyer, and words have specific meanings.
Oral sex and foreplay. Sexual relations with being they just raised it.
Oh, sexual relations means a certain thing to Bill Clinton. I don't want to go into the details, but I think we know what it means. It means, copulation. We could talk about the specifics, but I'd rather not because it kind of grosses me out. Although Monica, still looks pretty good.
Stage route 15 Northwest 3.
Have you seen Monica lately? Oh, no, she actually got better looking. I am, I really am. Gotta have some work done, I don't know.
Oh my God. This dude's crazy.
Manipulated.
I don't think he'll use his call sign here either. He has laid low.
Oh, yes. Well, Bill Clinton was a very powerful individual.
So we're on.
For some women, that's an aphrodisiac.
3846.
And, he technically did not have sex with that woman.
Basically, doing the frequency of I love getting a good laugh out of these people and exposing them. But the FCC won't do
really
anything.
not a big deal. I mean, is it?
That's one that's stupid. Oh well, what's it gonna do, right?
Yeah, but how's it compare to molesting underage females?
Yeah, it's a nothing compared to that. You're right.
I always tell people on the 160 we've got some
nobody, there was no...
right now.
No, they say there's always this power dynamic, They say, well, he's a senior person. It's the same thing in the corporate world, where the vice president gets caught doing the secretary and he has to quit. Over. Somebody's keying up. Yeah, go ahead. What are all those letters and numbers?
Line unit 1102, alarm on fire channel 1.
Yeah, all this turmoil, about Greenland and Canada and more tariffs if you do anything with Iran, and now he's sending another carrier battle group over to the Middle East. All that stuff, and we just haven't gotten anything from Epstein files. That makes me wonder if it's kind of like, take the focus. barely hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Lifeline 1102, alarm.
You can hear me? What's my F meter reading? Nothing. You're about a 7. I always tell the person, whatever they tell me, I just give it back to them. That way I don't even have to look at my S meter. You're about a 3. You're about a 3. Maybe a 4. Hello? Over. You hear none? Okay, so we could have gone to Greenland to do this, 6-8 months ago, but we decided to make a big deal out of it so that people would think
what great things
the Democrats have done since they've been in office all those years. You don't really know what's going on. Donald Trump seemed to be very cozy with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't really know why. He was told, his first wife was interviewed, and she said, she said, I told Donald to stay away from Epstein. They were afraid that Epstein was a blackmailer. And, the women really didn't care about their husband, sexual, I don't know, what do they call them, their sexual appetite. They really didn't care about that. They cared about their money. They were afraid. They were afraid that Epstein was going to blackmail them, and then their money was going to disappear.
I don't even want to say the word.
What is the word? So, would you want to be married to an old battle-axe, 50-year-old bitchy woman that only thing she cares about is money? Or would you rather be with somebody that's full of life and just wants to experience the world? Which would you rather be around? I was on Epstein's island.
Were you
No, I was a maintenance guy. I was the one wiring up the cameras so that everybody would be on video.
be a rich man, buddy?
No, I'm just giving you an example. I mean, look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates was down there. There's photos of him with young women with their arms around him. You could tell that wasn't a business meeting. Well, anyway, if I mean, maybe. Look at Elon Musk. Well, how many kids does Elon Musk have now? Like 17? I don't know if he's married. I think he's married like 3 of them.
Hey, did you hear Elon Musk's comment on Donald Trump's board of peace?
Yeah, he said, how do you spell peace, over?
Yeah, he wants a piece of Venezuela, a peace agreement.
Yeah, it did happen. Boy, Elon's walking he's on the tightrope.
That was pretty clever. Can be true, right? Nick, do you want a piece of Canada? Where they screwed up time or whatever you want to call it. Are we in the future? Are we in the past? Are we trying to, I don't know. You're in what they call free bread. Things are shipping up a lot better than they were a couple of years ago. It's not the main is when I am the free bread. We look back in history, that was the beginning of the end of the Roman Empire. What do you say about it?
anything.
Sorry, who was that last person?
Yeah, he's a very familiar voice, but I'm not at liberty to disclose his identity. He's a newbie. I mean, he's a regular.
I'm a newbie.
He's a newbie regular. He's highly critical of Donald J. Trump.
You're a child idiot.
That is true. No, we don't care what you're called. We're all sovereign citizens.
No, I wanted you to, Joe, please give him a call sign.
No, we're sovereign citizens. We don't need no stinking badges.
I want to call him. Okay, no way.
Okay. No, we're sovereign citizens. We don't need no stinking call signs. We don't need no stinking badges.
Sovereign citizen?
Are you saying you have a sovereign citizen friend?
I know a really very big into it. Oh my God, he's 2 years spreading that around here. I don't go to meetings.
Well, I'm thinking about, do I have to pay taxes if I'm really a hardcore sovereign citizen, or can I opt out of the system? Well, yeah, they're doing that up there in Minnesota. A lot of those really hardcore lefties are carrying AR-15s. And they can do it because they've got open carry up there. Man, I don't know. I think they always lose in the courtroom, though. They go in there and they start spewing all their BS, and the judge just tells them to shut up. But we haven't tested it yet with the FCC. You know, you see it with these traffic stops. You know, guys say they make their own license plate. They just put a license plate that says sovereign citizen, F off. They get pulled over, of course. They tell them, get away from me, and then they usually raffle them out of the car, throw them in the jail. Then they go to court and they lose. So we need to test that with the FCC. We need to have the equivalent of a sovereign citizen being, you know, having a station inspection, what they call, the way they can violate the Fourth Amendment. They call it a station inspection. Yes, I haven't taken my meds in a long time.
Hey, Joe, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I used to take those Flintstone vitamins, those Flintstone Kids vitamins. They're really cool.
The chewables?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Mario ones.
Yeah.
Strong and growing. Those ones used to get stuck in my teeth. I like them.
Oh, yeah, those were great. That's been the last time I was on meds. But yeah, I'm a sovereign citizen. I don't require to have an amateur radio license.
Joe, you might need some stand exercise. I'll prescribe something mellow, just a couple of milligrams.
No, you know, I know a lot of people that are on those SSRIs or whatever they call. What are they called? SSRIs?
I call them the divorce pills.
Serotonin something uptake inhibitors.
Anybody know that there was like friends of mine, couples, or anyone, what the hell is that thing that put them on?
Gabapentin?
Man, it was a divorce.
Gabapentin, what's the other one? Xanax?
I gave my dog gabapentin.
Really? What did he do?
Oh, Not much.
AC1DD. Gabapentin. What's the one that'll make you shut up that Donnie used to talk about? Something, it'll make you shut up. Ruthless. AC1DD. That guy's jamming there. That guy right there is jamming.
I'm actually going to have to.
First one's going to be Charles Lincoln, Sam 95513. Taxi?
Second's going to be Boy Robert, Boy 0129.
No, I don't care about calls. I am not a government stooge.
So why are you worried about my call?
I don't know why you're calling yourself that. That's a liability.
I am #1 SXC.
What's the drug that'll make you shut up? I can't remember. Ruthless. They give it to you. They give it to prisoners that won't shut up. Yeah, Donnie Anderson used to talk about it all the time. Not gabapentin. That'll make you talk. The other one. No, it's not. Roofies. Not that. We're sovereign citizens of ham radio. We don't need no stinking badges. No, not Xanax.
These allegations are false.
These allegations are false. Thank you very much. I'll think of it in an hour or so when I'm sleeping.
Roger that. So, do you want me to give you injections to make you talk or sodium pentothal?
No, if I had to tell you the truth, you would be very scared. You don't know anything about my background. I admit that it's horrific. It's just horrific what I've been forced to do. But I was forced to do it. I did not do it willingly. That's Benny. Benny in the jet. You know you're being redundant with that cuckoo. I'm very biased, I'm very racist, I'm very opinionated, I'm old, I'm grumpy. Anything else? Well, what's going on here is we got this guy in New Hampshire. He said he shot somebody in the head 5 times. He said he's an ex-policeman and he violated the rules of the police department. They kicked him out. They gave him 2 years probation and took his guns away. Then they gave him back. That's what I remember, but I might have gotten that a little mixed up because of QRM. Right? Who's this J. Michael you keep talking to? No voices. You're hearing voices? He's going to have you arrested, J. Michael, whoever that is. He's really gunning for you. He's going to call up his buddies in the police force, and they're going to harass you. Oh, okay, well, let me come clean then. Let me come clean. No one sent me an email. No one sent me an email. I was bluffing. I was bluffing. I made that whole thing up. And you followed and said, yeah, somebody's sending... I made it all up. Yeah, but I made it all up. It didn't happen.
Charlie Homo.
Oh, you're wrong. I just do that to people, and it's amazing what they'll admit to.
Charlie Homo.
Yeah, go ahead, station.
That's how he homo.
I do that all the time. I just say, hey, somebody sent me... I do that all the time. I say, hey, somebody sent me your rap sheet. And then people start trying to explain it to me.
Please assist 69 process 450.
Oh, I don't care. It's never happened. I just say it. I just said somebody sent me your rap sheet. It's not true. And then you proceed to tell me all the details of what's in your rap sheet. That's weird. Why do people... Is that the guilty mind of a person? They want to explain it? I thought you were just a snowplow driver. Well, I know, but I didn't know that. This should be a lesson for you. No, the fact that I said somebody sent you your rap sheet, it was completely false. I was just doing that to see if you would tell me anything about it, and you did. You're gonna play a recording? Cowboy? No, not really. Hillbilly cowboy? No, not at all. What are you doing?
2359.
I don't know what you're doing, and I don't really care. The only thing you can back up is the load that you swallowed from your boyfriend last night. Yeah, where did RLG go anywhere? Anyway. That's Ron Gagnon. Where did he go? No one sent me your rap sheet. I didn't know you were a criminal. I didn't know you were a police officer. I thought you were just common as dirt snowplow driver. Over. Over. Roger that. Okay. So no one sent me your rap sheet. I just said that.
Real quick on our way up.
And you said, oh, I know who did it. You started calling for this J. Michael guy. I don't get it, man. What's up with you? Although I was sent a rap sheet of one operator one time, and it was like as long as my arm. So I'm not sure how they got that. I don't know how they got it. But I have never sought out anyone's rap sheet. Are you still there? Yeah. What are you doing? Now he's gone quiet. I guess he's embarrassed.
Go smoke some marijuana.
I don't do drugs. I'm thinking about it, though. It's legal in my state.
It's good.
Is it? Is it really good?
Yeah. Makes you happy.
Brian, where'd you go?
Went to smoke pot.
Said he shot somebody in the head 5 times. They gave him 2 years probation. Do you believe that?
That's bullshit.
I think I agree with you. I can't understand you. Your signal is very, very weak.
I'm going to tell you rang me and guess who I'm going after.
Okay, what, I don't know what that terminology means. Somebody ran you.
Absolutely forbid me.
Are you a federal agent? Who did you work for? What? Oh, you drove a train? Did you drive a train? Why are you not answering my question? Why are you being evasive? Who ran your rap sheet? Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is real. This is live. Police work live.
This is exciting.
Wonder who it's going to be.
Retribution is coming.
You think he's a ham? You think the guy that ran your rap sheet, or gal, or trans, that ran your rap sheet, you think they're a ham?
I sure hope not, man. I'm really in a lot of trouble because the legal
Unless you pull them over.
Can't we all, I do not just say can't we all just get along?
All right. Yeah. Abby, you did hear when I told you that I just made that up, right? You did hear that part?
We all just get along. Can't we all just get along?
Why did you shoot him in the head?
Can't we all just get along?
No, in the big part,
I wouldn't think there'd be much target left after the second or third bullet.
He sounds like he should not be going around with firearms. That's what I could say. Well, usually when you shoot somebody in the head, they fall down. And when they fall down, you can't really continue shooting them because they're no longer a threat.
Have you ever been in a threatening situation, Jim?
Oh, yeah, many, many times. Many, many times. It's been I got shot in the face. I got shot in the face when I was a young man in the inner city. That's true. Kind of a weird experience being shot.
What were you doing in the inner city?
I was in the hood. I was doing business. I was doing some business in the hood. Yeah, roger that. And they weren't even shooting at me. They were shooting at another guy. Talk about getting gypped. That's not true. That is not true. I held up my green card to the microphone several times. Okay.
KD9 DST.
What are those numbers and letters? Is that some sort of That's some sort of crypto communication, which is illegal for Part 97. That's an encrypted message of some sort.
Engine 72, medical 236 North Morning Street, up Morning to House.
Who are you talking to?
Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along?
Wait a
Can't
minute.
we all just get along?
I'm in a conversation, Brian, with somebody else.
Can't we all just get along?
Just because you don't have a good antenna, you can't blame
Can't
me.
we all just get along?
You're blaming me for your problems, Brian. I don't like that.
Can't we all just get along?
Who ran your rap sheet, Brian? Did you get the guy call you back?
Can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along?
What did he say?
Hey, let's get along. Can't we all just get along?
I am worried about it because I've been falsely accused.
All just get along.
Well, yeah, you should be able to backtrack it. You know, many years ago, I could tell you this very interesting story. It happened around 2008.
Can't we all just get along?
I sent an email to someone,
Can't we all just get
and I sent it from my work location
Can't we all just get along?
at lunchtime, which is completely okay per the rules. And that person
Can't we all just get along?
tried to figure out where that workplace was, and they were trying to track the IP address.
Get along.
There was a problem.
Get along. Hey, let's get along.
There was a problem. That IP address was not found in most of the normal libraries of IP because it's protected. It was a protected IP. So they were using their normal sources of finding out where that IP address was, and they kept striking out. Well, about a month or two went by, and all of a sudden they figured out where that IP came from. And corporate security called me in and said, you know, do you know anything about this particular person? And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I know he's this, this, and this. And they said, did you ever tell them where you worked? I said, absolutely not. And they already knew the answer to that question. I'm not sure how they knew it. But then they went after whoever had sniffed out that IP, and they got into a lot of trouble. Because the only way they could get the identity of that IP was to get into an FBI database. And that was only available to certain types of law enforcement. And apparently there was a log that traced it all the way back to the little police department that this guy was working for. And they showed up. The FBI and DIS, Defense Investigative Services, they showed up at that little cop shop, and they said, let me see your logs for your cases that you're working. And I guess you have to put a case file number into the login. And they didn't have a case. They were using it to sniff out IP addresses of people they didn't like, so they could find out where they worked. And then about 6 months later, that particular person, quote, took early retirement. It was terrible. Just a terrible, terrible thing.
Who was it?
I can't reveal that. It was a terrible violation of their own processes.
He told us the whole story. Who was it?
No. No.
That was Mike.
No, it wasn't Mike. Might have been Brian. Brian's got somebody that says he's got his rap sheet.
Well, what was the message you sent to this individual?
Now, the message I had sent to the individual was completely innocuous. It was about a radio discussion about what could be the possible problems of a certain transceiver that was showing various symptoms. It was a completely innocuous email.
So it was bait?
No, it wasn't bait, but in the end, it worked like that. In the end, it did work like that, and the problem is to get into that database, you have to have a case file. You have to be working a case.
72729 out of Arizona.
And so it was like a no-brainer. They just went down there and said, show us, who's this officer here? Let's talk to him. And then he said he couldn't recall.
Robert, Adam, Nora.
That was his first attempt.
Adam, Nora, Tom, Henry, Ocean, Nora.
Well, he's a cop, right?
Did
So did I not tell you he was a cop? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that part.
So is that who you sent the email to?
No, negative. It was another person.
Oh, so he got his top buddy to try and trace it back.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that directly, but that's what I think probably happened, yeah.
I think we can assume that.
Well, you could assume whatever you want to assume. I'm just telling you what happened. So what I'm telling you is, it's called overreach. When you think you could do whatever you want to do and no one's ever going to check up on it, you might be surprised. And what was very interesting about that is this person that ran that IP address had a very good friend who happened to be an amateur radio operator that was a Cuban exile. He was a Cuban, and he was working on police communications up here in the U.S. And about 3 years later, that person was arrested, along with like 3 other guys, for doing something weird with the communication systems down there. So it was like, there were like all kinds of weird stuff going on.
In Florida or in Cuba?
In Florida. He was a Cuban exile. He had left Cuba. He was an engineer in Cuba that did communications. He came to the U.S. I guess he just floated over here. Eventually was cleared with security clearances to work on that system, but later was arrested for something. And the only thing you saw in the press was that 3 people were arrested by the FBI, and the only reason anybody knew that it was him was because of his ham radio friend saying that he's not around anymore. And they figured it out.
He went away?
He went somewhere.
Very mysterious.
Well, Florida is filled with all kinds of problems, you know. I mean, you had the Cubans. The Cubans really don't follow the law very well. You know, they run a lot of pirate radio stations. What's that? But anyway, then you got the South Florida problem, you know, especially in the 80s, you know, you had the cocaine cowboys and how they were polluting the whole police system with all their money. You had that going on. Then you got the New Yorkers that are down there. You know, it's just a strange place. And you got police officers that have no education at all in policing because they're so desperate to find people work for the police officers as police officers, they hired people that worked at grocery stores. They said, we'll hire you, we'll send you to some training. The training is always very poor. You know, that's why I don't want anything to do with Florida. I don't even like even talking to people who lived in Florida. It's a very lawless place. You know, then you have the Homestead Act, which means that people go down there and they buy houses, and even if they lose civil suits, you can't take their house because that's a Florida law called the Homestead Act. You can't take their house for these penalties or any of that other stuff. Those guys, they all move to Florida to hide their money in their houses. It's just a kind of crap hole. The village. About 80. What are the numbers? It's like 95% white. It's like 80% Republican. What's wrong with that? There's nothing statistically wrong with it.
Those ought to be your judge.
The problem is if you look at the number of people that moved there, a lot of them end up moving on it pretty rapidly.
You know what I've noticed?
I think it is true. I think a lot of people know somebody that's gone. It seems like almost an ideal place, right? There's like no crime, and better weather and golf all you want, and all these social things for old white people. So it looks kind of like an ideal situation, but a lot of people don't stay.
Well, there's a whole lot of other people down there. That's the main complaint that I've heard. You can't go out to a restaurant unless you do not mind waiting 3 hours.
Well, the thing I've heard too is like healthcare. Healthcare is not good because they're stretched too thin.
I would think it would be what would I say to describe it? They've got all these rich old white people down there. You would think they would have excellent health care.
Yeah, that's what you would think, but there's a lot of complaints about the health care. I found some website that kind of rated all these different communities on all these various things, because there's a lot of really, upper end areas around Orlando, and they have really good services, but the housing is very expensive. But you never know if it's all biased. The realtors they've polluted everything. They get in there and manipulate all the numbers. Can't really believe much of anything.
No, you have to do your own investigation.
Well, you could do that pretty easily. There's rental. You could just go down there and rent for a year or 6 months.
Well, I just tried to get a place down there for 10 days and couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Lots of places out like in Utah. You got the Mormons to contend with. If you're not a Mormon, that's kind of a... Some people say it's no problem. Other people scream continuously about it.
Oh, I just joined the Mormon church.
I don't know.
You know what a deal that is?
What do you mean a deal?
Well, now you and I don't have to worry about it because our race is run. But if say you got a family, and you belong to the church and all that, and you tithe regularly, if you lose your job, they've got grocery stores. They're called Deseret. That's the outfit that runs all the grain elevators and grocery stores and stuff. You go in there and you can get anything you want. It doesn't cost a dime. Of course, when you get back to work, you gotta tithe regularly.
Well, I guess if you had a big family, that would be significant. But for one person, that's not going to be much.
Well, most of them have real big families.
Have an active warrant if you can just let me confirm that, please.
Yeah, I guess so. There's no perfect place. That's my conclusion. There's no perfect place. What you'll find is this place has got great weather, but they got high taxes. Or this place has got low taxes and great weather, but they got crime. You know, every place has got its problems, and the realtors, you know, try to forget about the bad stuff, and so you can't really believe them. So, and then if you want to get the perfect weather, you almost have to have two places. So you double your cost of owning a home if you're going to own a home. So I've concluded that eventually I'll just go somewhere else and rent. Stay there for maybe a couple of years if I like it, maybe 6 months if I don't, and then go somewhere else.
Well, that's a good idea.
But housing is so expensive now in certain places that a lot of people have just been driven out of the market. You know, they don't even have a chance.
Well, look at the average age of the first-time home buyer. I believe it's up in the 40 years of age.
I think I read the same article, yeah, something like 39 and a half years old is the average age of the first-time homeowner. But, you know, that used to be 19 and 20 years of age.
Well, that was the first thing you aspired to when you got married, was to purchase a home.
Yeah. Then you got people saying, well, we could lower the price of homes, but that's going to hurt the old people who are living in their expensive homes. They got two opposing forces. One would be lower the price. It would help young people, but that's going to hurt older people. But the older people usually will die and let their kids inherit. So it's like you got these opposing forces. And Trump even said it. I think he said it like 2 days ago. He said, I could lower the cost of homes, but then it's going to hurt people that have been, you know, working for their home for the last 30 years. I'm going to end up screwing them over.
Well, I think the only remedy is to get interest rates down at a level where people can afford to make monthly payments.
Why not just live in your RV or fifth wheel trailer?
KD9 DST.
I know people that have tried to do that RV thing, and it just doesn't. You know, a lot of these places now, heck, they're charging pretty good sized numbers to park your vehicles, and I don't think it's all it's cracked up to be.
You want to see somebody move back home quick, let them buy a camper and hit the road.
Minimal cost for a 1 month pass. Of course, they had to buy the RV or fifth wheel. They lived in the boat, but it was very minimal cost. Once a month, they go somewhere else. $20 for the month, or some crazy. Maybe it was 50, but you know, very minimal cost, and they didn't have any storage unit. That they would go back periodically, change cars, winter, summer clothes, whatever. But and the cost of food. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of having trouble hearing you, but I don't know. Some of those RVs are very expensive. Even like a Sprinter van. Those Sprinter vans that they convert for like 1 or 2 people. Those things are $100K. I don't know. Hey, some of these places, they're like $30, $50 a night just to park your vehicle. You're going to pay $50 a night. I don't know where the economics are there or not. I don't know anything about it. It just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. You never have a home. You never know where you're going to be. You never know who your neighbors are going to be. Now, you pull into one of these places, and it may be, it may look good. You have a bunch of rowdy people next door to you, and you can't control that. I don't know. I think it may sound good. I just don't think it's that great.
Well, it all depends on your outlook on life. Shit's going to happen no matter where you go. Or, there might be issues here, but look at the benefits of it. Where I might have a city neighbor, but I'm on the river. What do I want to do? I'd rather be on the river fishing.
I can't hear you.
Maybe ignore or try to ignore it.
I was wondering if I was the only one.
Hey. That's what's most important. So, no matter where you go, I see what you're doing. Being a pessimist, which is fine.
I can't hear you.
That's kind of what I do as well. But, I have
What do you mean pessimist? You call me a pessimist? You're talking too long. It's always the guys with the weakest signals that just go on and on.
Did you notice that too?
Of course
You can't hear me? He's still talking.
I don't doubt it.
I think that's a great way to go. I would love to jump on the bike and go, no matter where I am. Yeah, I'm kind of pessimistic. Oh no, am I going to find a place to stay? But if I don't find a place to stay, I will park the bike on the side of the road and throw my poncho on top and call it a night.
I only heard about 10% of the words that you said. Over? Are you still there?
North, south, east, or west, United.
I told you, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Do you understand that? He's still talking.
They don't, Joe, they don't.
I cannot hear your station. You are wasting your breath. Over.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I heard that. I heard awesome.
Wow. Over.
I'm running serious power. My antenna's at 90 feet. I cannot hear you.
His isn't.
Are you in a van right now down by the river?
5750 times 1 connects to Preston Field.
Are you aware what over means? Over.
Under where?
What's your location?
Under where?
What's your location?
Under where?
Are you a sovereign citizen?
Under where?
You on the road?
World News, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Are you on the road?
What? Where? Everybody's on the road somewhere. What? Over, under,
Can you turn up your mic gain?
What?
Turn up your mic gain and put on your compressor.
Do what? What? Where?
Mic gain, microphone gain.
Round of applause.
Where?
Turn it up.
Around there. What?
Is your compression on?
Compress my ass.
What?
Yeah. Sure. What?
Have you been drinking or using drugs?
What?
I take that as a yes.
Where? Drugged up dress? With who?
Why am I wasting my time with you?
Still have something.
What?
Huh?
I can't hear you.
From where?
Do you know how this works?
What works?
So if I'm running 10 times the power that you're running, it's likely, if my signal is not really strong, it's likely that I can't hear you. Do you have an amplifier?
So it's interesting that you wait until I unkey to tell me that you cannot hear me. Interesting.
Well,
Sounds like a gaslight here.
no, it's not that unusual. When you're talking, I can hear you talking. I just can't make out anything you're saying. I know you're in there talking. I know you're talking. But I can't pull you out. You're right at the noise level. Then you throw in another couple of dB.
Upper King plays one note at the start, then forgets everything. Sebastian just enjoys it.
What?
Sounds more interesting than you.
You suffer from a learning disability. Now we got some rocker in there. What a bunch of losers. You guys are all freaks.
Oh, yeah.
God is not the word of Muhammad, it is the word of God.
But it was written by Muhammad.
It was not written by Muhammad.
Who wrote it?
Muhammad was illiterate. He didn't know how to write or read.
Who wrote it?
It was the word of God. It was divine word.
Every single time. They're very consistent. I appreciate it. It is the Word of God, and they're very passionate about it. I respect your passion. No way you can rationally have a conversation with that. Anyway, if you ask me, why do you believe the Bible is the Word of God? And I look you in the face and say, because it's the Word of God. Actual discourse
I don't think he's in there anymore. Now we got somebody playing recording. Oh, he's still in there. I just heard him.
I can't hear that. Oh, I hear a bass.
Oh, we could get along if we could hear each other, maybe.
From Africa, from
It's still a big maybe.
worship a white man. And I say, you Muslims colonize many countries, and you impose Islam and a God from Arabia on those countries that you went. That was not known in Africa.
Something about Islam.
Because Arabic language, right? The Jews never mention Allah in all their books. So the name Allah is not known by any of the previous prophets. It's a new name, and according to the Torah, we don't need to to follow a board that is not known by our property. Now, African versus a white man, it shows that ignorance, especially because this is not from Europe, it's from India. They are not white people. And you don't impose that on me, you don't know me from anywhere, and you say I'm worshiping a white man. That's where I said I was offended, and I need you to apologize. And that's what
Can't we all?
Like I
I need you to apologize. You said from Africa.
Like I called customer service and got some guy that says his name is Kevin, but I can't understand him. My name is Kevin. That's really not your name.
Can't we all just get along?
No, we're not going to get along.
Can't we all?
The constant fight, the battle of resources. I want my grocery cart to be more full than yours. I want more food. I want a bigger house. I want newer cars than you. We're not ever going to be able to get along.
More.
Exactly, and then more on top of that.
I want it all.
That's right. We lived in caves. We wanted more women. And more women living in my cave than you. I had a bigger club than you. High.
That made me upwardly mobile.
Right, I'm going up. I'm going to move into a bigger cave tomorrow with more women and more brontosaurus meat.
Moving on up.
And if you try to take my brontosaurus meat, there's going to be a problem.
Can't we all just get along?
I answered that question.
Get along.
I answered that question. I said no. We're not ever going to get along. It's a constant battle of resources. We need more land. Now we need Greenland. Then we need Canada. Then we need Venezuela. We need more and more stuff.
Can't we all just get along?
No.
Can't we all just get along?
Show you how naive you are. There's never been a plan to get along. Somebody might have said that, but that was probably just a ploy. A ploy to get somebody else to lower their guard. Just think you could just be driving along in Minneapolis and get shot in the face. It could happen at any time to anybody.
Joe, I'm watching a video in which Michael Francis is differentiating the mafia from the scammers in Minneapolis.
Oh, that doesn't seem like to me that would be very difficult to do.
Can't we all just get along?
He's explaining it.
Right.
Michael Franzese says he knows it's a scam and it's organized because of the scale of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, something that's that widespread, which apparently it is. You would have thought some auditor somewhere would have just stumbled upon something years ago. But it seems like no one did, which makes you wonder, was there somebody squelching that information? Because it would have had to leak. It's too big. It was too big not to leak.
Look for the squelch.
Well, I guess what they were doing more or less were just, they set up fraudulent daycare centers and there was never any children there. And they were getting subsidized by the state, which I guess was some federal money. I guess that's the whole story. And they just made everything up.
I'm beginning to wonder exactly how many of our tax dollars does the government really need to run? Or do they need any at all?
Well, there's so many billions of dollars going into it that there's all this money slopping around, and all the scammers are just figuring out a way of getting more of it. They're still trying to get all the fraud that was during COVID, all that COVID relief or whatever for small businesses. They're saying that probably 30% of that was fraudulent.
Do you doubt it?
That's going to be in the billions of dollars
fraud
also.
here in, just in daycares with government support.
Yeah, it just seems like there would have been like a checklist somewhere.
There is.
You're saying, well, running a daycare, you need a social security number for those children or their parents. And you would have thought a cross-check. Wait a minute. This guy's got kids. They're in 14 different daycares. That's a problem.
Well, let's jump to the top of the ladder. Or not to the top, but maybe the 8th rung on the ladder. How did Minnesota Congresswoman